Hey y'all, Joefer here, the cranky old gay guy. It is Wednesday. It's kind of windy. High today is supposed to be 99 degrees or 95, one of the two. Now it's also supposed to be really breezy at the river until I think 1 o'clock. It's supposed to drop down to 7 miles an hour. Right now it's 12 or 15, which is super windy, which means there will be no one on the island because of the wind. There'll be no one at No Hate Beach because of the wind, and everyone will be back on the bluff. Bear Beach is what they call it, or Bear Bluffs. That's what's going on today. I hope this is loud enough because, again, as I mentioned in some of the comments, I can't adjust the volume when I go through on this editor that's on my phone. I did see a doctor yesterday who said everything is going well. She showed me a picture of the scan I got when I finally came in and they did surgery, and my brain, the center line was not center, it was way off to the right, and it was like I don't know how many millimeters, but the front lobe on the left side was pushed way in, which kind of squished that part of the brain and moved it all over to the right side. She also told me that it wasn't called a stroke, it's called a subdermal hematoma. And I said, is that like a TIA? And she said, no. And the way she explained it was that arteries feed blood to the derma, and the derma is what encases the brain. And then when that the derma has blood veins that run to the brain. And if you get hit in the head or you get knocked out or for whatever reason, that derma can tear away from the brain. And when it tears away from the brain, it breaks off one of those blood veins, and then your brain starts bleeding. And as the blood builds up, the derma is like a balloon around your brain, and as the blood builds up, it keeps pulling the derma farther away, and then another blood vein will break, and you'll have more bleeding. And that's what was happening in my brain. She gave me the physical exam, pull my fingers, look this way, look that way, follow my eye, follow my finger, and then they try to tell her, blah, 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 blah. This is common too, she said. They do testing on your muscles to make sure that you don't have any weak spots and that everything is pretty much the same. And she said in about 6 weeks, everything should be pretty much back to normal. That's when I'll be getting another scan, and I'll be going back to her and she'll be reviewing everything. So that's good news. She said I wouldn't be flying anywhere, or I asked if I could fly, and she said, well, when you get to a certain level, even though a plane is pressurized, you might feel some pain. It's not going to hurt you, but it's going to be uncomfortable. And same with swimming. Even a foot under the water, you're going to have pressure, and you are not used to it. It's going to probably feel uncomfortable. So just hold off on those things for a bit. She said every day, start trying to get more and more into your regular routine as far as your activity level. So that's what I'm going to do. I know when I first went in, the nurse I had, she said, wow, this must be, I said something about being bored, and she goes, I bet you are, because you look like you're pretty physical. And to be honest, I am. But lately, I try to be physical and I get real tired. And, time. So we're looking at 6 weeks, which is pretty much the end of summer. It's August, late August. But that was good news. Today I have been invited by my friend Evan to go to Rooster Rock midweek because it's super hot, and this coming weekend it's only in the 70s, and it's also Pride here in Portland, so I probably won't be at the river then. My plan is tomorrow I will be planning on going to Naked Pool because I've done quite a few exercises this morning to just stretch out and trying to get my leg muscles back and my back muscles back so it doesn't hurt when I move. Right now I'm on the way to a grocery store to pick up some things that were not at the other store I went to yesterday. Did I go to the store yesterday? I didn't. I went to a grocery store on Monday, but they didn't have some of the things I needed. It's a much smaller, it's more of a market, but today I'm going to a big Fred Meyer, which is a Kroger store. It's huge. All the departments, all the sections. You know, it's one of those stores where they not only lock up the razors, they lock up everything that has to do with personal hygiene that's probably over 10 bucks. And this particular store, they still have sliding locking cases on razor blades and stuff like that. But even shampoos, they've created with their shelving, big, almost like a store within a store, and you can't leave that area with a product until you pay for it. So they have a register there as well. To me, it's all overkill, and it's an annoyance. The reason they have central checking is so all departments can be checked out at the same time, but they say because of theft, they have to do this. It's also a store where they lock up blue jeans and pretty much anything that someone could just walk by and grab. But that's the world we live in. Cranky, let's see. I do have something to be cranky about, but I would rather do it in its own video. It has to do with those 1970s sitcoms I was watching. Yeah. So that's about all I've got today. I am going to say goodbye and just asked. That just got me. It was almost like I was speaking a different language or a different dialect. I am going to remind you to stay cranky, my friend. Stay cranky. Bye-bye.